So lad cultures then in education.
I've worked on laddism probably for the last 20 years, and it started out looking at lad cultures in secondary schools because that was the really big issue 15 years ago. So I've got a long history of working on lad cultures, and then suddenly it started to hit the press and become a really big issue in higher education.
Vote!
You can see that some passengers, men as well as women, clearly feel uncomfortable on this bus, and it's not surprising.
It was great. I thought it was a great lecture. It was very informative. She was a great speaker. Gave us lots of detail, lots of excellent quotes. The research was well founded and well based, and entertaining.
For the remainder of the talk, I'm going to address 3 questions. What is lad culture in higher education? Is it a big problem? And how is it being tackled, if at all?
Well, I thought it was a very stimulating talk, and it just raised lots of questions about not just what's going on in universities, but what's going on more broadly in society, whether it's more pervasive, whether it's happening in schools.
Recently I was interviewing a young man, and he said something utterly inappropriate to say to a female, and he didn't get the job. And if he carries on like that, he'll never get a job. And I was quite troubled about this incident afterwards, and it seems like he's gone a long way through the education system without anybody ever saying to him, that's not appropriate.
And I'm just wondering, we talked a lot about, you mentioned how, the media has a negative impact. It was a very academic lecture, and, she'd gone through academic processes, which was very just every day in the language and the way it was presented. So I think it's great just to break down those barriers a little bit and make sure that the community, it's not just this big bubble of the university up at the top of the hill. And
Lancaster University has always seemed to me to have a very strong relationship with the city, and so this 50-year anniversary is a great opportunity for really kind of strengthening that link. And the talks they've got on their schedule look really interesting, very topical.